What, I think Oracle, like you said, should just be following around this Darkseer like his life depends on it.
Yeah, it is a bit tricky. Monkey King. Oh, there's the Monkey King again. Okay.
So they can't pick the Wraith King anymore, as that has been selected by EHOME.
EHOME got that. It's great with Darkseer, in my opinion. Wraith King, one of his limitations in fights is staying on top of targets, but having Surge, so you can run them down, and of course giving him the extra damage from Ion Chill is very, very useful when he connects on the stun.
10 seconds remaining.
Although Monkey King is a known diffusal blade builder.
Yep.
And if you get inside his Wukong's command, you will run out of mana for your reincarnation.
Yep. Could definitely see that being a build here. And one of the downfalls of going diffusal blade on Monkey King sometimes is that you feel like you run out of farming capability. It's not as effective as having
got
a
your
Maelstrom,
boy Empower.
But you got Empower, so you can easily go for even a first item diffusal before Echo Saber, which is usually a go-to item for Monkey Kings. So. Yeah, I think it's fine for now, this Monkey King pick. We'll see EHOME probably adjusting in a different way this time compared to last game. I don't think we'll see the Storm again. I don't think Ferrari was feeling himself too much that game.
I don't know what you give to him. His TA is banned out. His Embers, they banned out Ember.
I personally would say that forcing Monkey King to a side lane is already good. Like, if you can pick a matchup that Monkey King really doesn't want
against a Wraith King, though, especially when he doesn't have to worry about a Darkseer, like, what is Monkey King? All three lanes seem good to me.
Side lane Monkey is not as good as mid lane Monkey. I think he really needs the levels to be alone. Like, in dual lanes, Monkey King is actually a lot of the time deceptively weak. If you play Monkey King Oracle against the Darkseer Earth Spirit, of course, like, you have an Oracle against Darkseer, right?
Yeah.
But if they can somehow put the lanes differently and enforce that Monkey doesn't go mid, his game will be significantly worse. For now, it's going to be a Crystal Maiden, though, so they're just buying time here with this pick to get more information. And the Life Stealer comes out from Anvorgesa, another hero that uses Empower and has a good matchup against both the Darkseer and the Wraith King, so a solid pick, I think.
Since you already have a vehicle with the Magnus most likely getting a Blink Dagger, because I was thinking, like, why Life Stealer over, I don't know, like Troll Warlord, for example. It seems like they want to go explosive, and I mean, I never get to see it that often, but I love seeing the preemptive Fortune's Ends on Blink Initiators, and then get that route whenever, you know, the Magnus blinks in, or the Monkey King Primal Springs in, or something like that, so I like what Anvorgesa are going with. Also, I think the Radiance build is pretty good against what EHOME have right now on Lifestealer.
Yeah, it's solid. You do give them a Wall Illusion, but that's it.
I mean, if Lifestealer is good, he'll just turn it off before he goes into the wall.
Yeah, that's true.
10 seconds remaining.
Where do you expect the rest of the draft to go, Send?
5 seconds remaining.
I think Anvorgesa want the position 4 last. That's still my... I would still hope for them that they do that and give the Magnus a core. So Tiny is in. It worked for them last game. They're picking largely the same lineup.
Yeah.
If they don't like that so much, perhaps... I'm trying to think about what... It's always a lot harder when you don't have the hero list in front of you to remember, like, everything. Oh, there it is. How convenient. It's a bit hard to see, though.
10
Would they be
remaining.
feeling a Tusk? I feel like that's a bit dangerous. No, it's just Tiny again. Okay.
Alright, there's the Tiny. How's EHOME going to respond?
Need to find a mid laner.
Yeah.
It's something that's going to deal with the Monkey King. And so far, Ferrari has not inspired too much confidence. They ban out
This is an
excellent
Razor game, I think. It is super good this game. I think.
Why do you like Razor
that's
here?
for sure.
He has really, really good targets for static link. That's generally what you look for. Razor is more of like, he's like an anti-carry when his matchups are good enough, he turns into a carry in the fight by basically negating one enemy hero and empowering himself. Both Lifestealer and Monkey King hate to lane against this hero and play against the hero in general. He is a little bit susceptible if he gets jumped by Magnus RP, but that's kind of the only serious threat here. If he gets a couple of items and tanks up a little bit, Tiny is not a threat anymore. Monkey King will not be able to blow him up. Razor is naturally a BKB purchaser who likes to get that item. He doesn't mind at all to get his second or third item, at which point you can definitely fight into mag. So
I very much like the idea. Unfortunately, I don't think Ferrari is the kind to go out of a minor on a Razor game, though.
I don't know. Then what would he play though?
I don't think they're
picking the Storm again. There's no TD.
Yeah, no Storm. I fear they may go in the direction of like a Shadow Fiend or something like that.
That can also work, I guess.
OD.
Okay.
So another hero that deals with melee heroes well. Kites out a Lifestealer if you go on a target. If he gets initiated on, you know, you can imprison whoever gets RP'd or something like that.
Yeah, his lane matchup is alright. I think the Monkey King matchup is. I'm not an expert on this one. I feel like both players farm.
I think it's skill based.
But you don't get trashed. by the Monkey King. It's better for OD than it is for Storm.
And normally I would be like, okay, well, OD has the Earth Spirit on his team, so it's going to be much better for him. But if this Oracle's hanging around and he's got his finger on the TP button early, then he may be able to just show up to any mid lane rotations.
It is still a really good point. The Earth Spirit plays a big role in this game. If you disrupt the Monkey and he rolls in, even if Oracle TPs in, you just kick him away from the Oracle, kick him into the middle of the lane and try to kill him with the OD. And obviously OD later in the game, the Dire heroes, largely low intelligence heroes, Tiny, Lifestealer, and Monkey King, all three of them have low int pools, so Sanity's Eclipse can wipe them out really quickly.
All right, well, this is going to be the last game of the day no matter what. And the team that doesn't take down the win, they're not going to be in this tournament any longer. And it's going to be very exciting when we do get back here to actually look at how it all did pan out. But besides the numbers that SAP is going to provide as our analytical partner, the only number that we really have on our mind right now is who is going to take this series, who's going to turn this into a 2-1. Is it going to be the team that a lot of people expected it to be in EHOME, somebody who sits so high on the DPC ratings right now with, I think they're in the 12th spot,
Correct.
Or is it going to be Anvorgesa creating the upset? We're about to find out.
It really is a big ask. Can Anvorgesa actually effectively eliminate EHOME from TI9 direct invites? Maybe, depending on how things move around.
You're clickbaiting right now. It would require a pretty strong performance from one of the teams not in the top 12, which is still anybody's guess. We have a pretty stacked top-heavy pool thus far in our DPC circuit. I'm more interested to see what Anvorgesa comes to what they do here. Again, the same strategy. They do it all tournament. They're like, oh, this worked. Let's pick it a little earlier this time.
Let's just go it again. It's like, it's fine. But you could also see the way EHOME approaches. Like, okay, let's pick up an OD. Our fights are going to drag on, which works very well for an intel stealing hero as long as he doesn't get jumped and killed straight off.
It's true. It's a very good Oracle counter in a lot of ways because you just put the Astral on whoever gets false promised. Very easy to just hit. And even if you do get false promised in front of him, if that hero still dies, you're just getting stack after stack of plus intelligence.
Nice to see the ES. All the draft and everything else we think about is like, we actually have an Earth Spirit for XinQ just managed to arrive. And very early pickup in the first two. And it's old school combination, the Darkseer and the ES together.
They will most likely end up just trading here. You're going to give Lifestealer free farm, which isn't ideal, but I'd much rather see one of these racing heroes. They're just going like Midas and Iranians, Snore, whereas heroes like Ember, those scare me because they not just farm and accelerate, but now you're giving them free levels, and all of a sudden they're able to kill you all over the map. Whereas Darkseer, maybe you stay up with him and farm, but you don't turn it into as much pressure.
30 seconds to
And I'm still waiting to see when they actually add that pressure. Poor Crystal Maiden, so I'm just here to give my aura to enable the early game and potentially some rotations. And that's probably the place that ES has to pick up and just do the work for him. But Anvorgesa, it looks like no one's going to be contesting for the runes. A little bit too much on the line to get over aggressive at this point. As I say that, of course, this is Anvorgesa. And Stinger walks in nice and close. 3 men running forward. The Nova comes out. They still want the bounty runes, remember. And they actually battled for the top bounty rune as well. Really, in this way, they went for all 4 bounty runes, and they'll get 3.
I'm going to be careful here. Yep,
Oh,
skewer back.
Pulling him in. And it's underneath the tower. Who's going to be first blood? The tower aggro is going to have to switch off at some point. Whisper will finally go down. XinQ able to claim it. Never end. He was the rebuttal as Jericho's TP in. Helped ensure it. He's the man that was kill securing everything before, and now they're chasing down Innocence with as much harassment as they've got in their kit, and maybe even a stun. Fire it forward. Innocence is dropping low, but so is Stinger, and that's who EHOME will be focusing over on. And one more attack from Jericho. Not enough. Innocence. He's salving up on the other side of the trees, so you can cancel the salve, keeping him low. Another Mango. What have you got left? He's into the trees. A quick stun. Support moving in from Whisper. They just want to keep going. They know Innocence in the trees. The skewer. Oh, he didn't go down. XinQ's going to miss. So does Whisper. Maybe now we can actually have some sense of order in the court.
Unbelievable. Well, at least we know that both teams are coming to this game 3 ready to rock and roll. A ton of action, 4 kills in 1 minute. Tops to be expected, just some creep farming.
Well, you know, I got 2 creep waves that I can easily just hold back and then bring over the Centaur camp if I wanted to. Or I can just keep pulling.
Oh, Innocence. He's going to try to deny himself to the tower. He will, but he sees the courier. That would have been weird. He'd been able to somehow pick that up.
Stupid thing was I thought it was the Monkey King to start with. Avalanche kicking in. XinQ's in a little bit of trouble. Anvorgesa still trying to pump him down, but 50 HP is enough to walk off. Well, Faith Beyond, Jericho's doing some work. Another great little counter is this Oracle against Darkseer. He's even putting down the defensive ward to quick TP away to safety. And Faith Beyond, he actually cancels it. The neutral keep can kill Xinkyu in the meantime, but Faith Beyond's on the run. But he's kind of in no man's land. In fact, you kind of almost want to make him walk home and not even kill him. The Surge, it's level 1. He won't go fast. He won't go far. Another quick hit. Channel it up. Hits him. Drop him low. At least they're wasting so much time. And support's rotating in. Tiny is moving over.
Is he, though?
No, he's not.
Oh, time. Oh, he bought. Now he got that. He gets the bottom. If only he had bottom rune. If he gets up to top rune, though, this is actually not fine for Faith Beyond, but, you know,
it's
accept
worse.
it.
It's worse than the whole walk home.
Yeah. Really well done, though, to buy the bottle. It's an experienced player. He is a TI champion, after all. You can look up top, though. Means K1 will have utter free farm, and it looks like he may just be rushing straight for that Midas.
Yeah, he really has that free farm. 20-2, the highest CS on the board by far. Now it's Crystal Maiden's turn to get caught out. Toss back in. Whisper still with the skewer available, using that Empower bonus damage, but he doesn't have any range damage now. Stinger's in trouble. Never End can't get the kill. The Fairy File keeps Stinger alive. He's got a couple of minions that are chasing him, but they don't know how to walk up hills. And Whisper's lost half the wave he wanted. That's the range creeps he needs to be able to contest. Another fight start over on Darkseer. He just can't keep these Iron Shells here.
Yeah, it's tough. You don't want to play this lane as two heroes for the most part. I'm surprised they're even trying to, and as expected, yeah, Earth Spear will just roll. He's going to pick up the creep wave. You don't want to do much here. Just farm away from the Oracle when possible. The mid matchup's going a lot better for the Monkey than I expected. I thought this was way more OD favored, but...
Oh, did he actually get the... Yeah. Whisper ran up the river after skewering himself down, but he already burned the stick charges beforehand and tipping Innocence. That was well played. Well played. Oh, TP. Got to come faster. Die, claim it. Innocence can't get the XP.
It's unfortunate. Now, will not have full mana, no pot either. But he's got Orc. He should be fine. He's thinking about maybe making him play middle. And then looks like that'll be the move. Yeah, look at that. All right, never mind.
Yeah, if he can get in range. Chris hung around 1 second longer to get a hit in.
Yeah, I'm surprised. I felt like that could have been a kill, right? Like, not sure, but
it's the apprehension. Like you've had a long couple of days already. It's like, am I sure of this? And like the panel was saying, like Anvorgesa, they play this insane rate and in like chaos style of Dota that you're never entirely certain if you're gonna get what you think you can get.
It's true. EHOME definitely after last game learning that they are playing against an aggressive team. I don't want to overextend. Whisper's constantly looking for the skewer back. Yep. He's able to land it. It'll almost definitely be a kill on Never End. Bounty Rune spawning in 20.
Oh, Tiny's in trouble. Wraith King will move over, summon the army of the dead. Well, tossed up with the skewer, Never End being slowed up, but the creep wave is underneath the tower. It's the range creeps as well. Magnus wanted to farm this. He didn't want to fight Never End at this point.
I'm surprised. Don't run that way, Never End.
Oh, he's going to toss it back over. Creates a space. Chris will die in the meantime in the mid lane. Xinkyu working with him as the army of Never End does its work as well. Faith Beyond trying to run up. He's looking for the 5-minute bounty runes. So important now he's got that bottle. That's a lot of bounties. But,
I'm surprised.
Still split.
If the Tiny just ran down, he would have secured both bounties for Whisper and probably either survived or at least wasted more time. I don't know why he made the play to like try and get back to safety. Death is an inevitability for these roaming supports after all. Tiny already
Stinger. It's the Avalanche. There's a toss back. The catapult was there. TP support's coming in. That'll be the control from Oracle. But man, that's taking a long time. It's because they took actually so long. Even the silence didn't connect. ES is rolling bolted himself in. They're looking for the fight. Defensive imprisonment. What have you got, Stinger? Actually, on the pop back out, Jericho dies to Ferrari's pop. And then one more hit. Chris can connect. Xinkyu's in the trees and Innocence is here too, but they're not finding anything more. Chris is back to farming in the lane.
Dude, keep in mind, this was a Midas picked up by Lifestealer at pre-5 minutes 30 seconds. He will be far ahead of the game. In fact, the full Midas ahead of Never End, who's now queued it up but with only 70 gold in his pocket. So this is scary. You look at the EHOME lineup, really nothing that deals with Lifestealer. OD, you know, you're playing against here with a built-in BKB. That's never what you like. And you eat Wraith King for breakfast just because he has so much strength. That feast percent damage does start to tick up.
Stinger. That's one very dead Stinger. Even with the oh, actually, no, it's not. Toss up Avalanche. Now, Frostbite wasn't enough control. The kick's off target. The rolling bolt, however, will not be. Stinger will move up the hill. Ferrari's moving in too. They really want to get this kill. Support's rotating over in the form of the Magnus. A quick toss and he skewers him into the tier 1 tower. So Xingqiu, the shockwave will pull him back in range. So while Stinger will die, Xingqiu to the tower will be able to live on 64 HP. Man, they really do push it to the end for like the edge.
They do really well. Faith Beyond, man, he's so efficient. He gets the TP perfectly to kill the creep wave, and he'll get the hard camp stack. Dude's so good. Now he's gonna shrine. That's just so much efficiency. I'm sorry, I love that. Monkey with the phase, boots up. 430, still trying to pressure him, but a bit difficult as this lane continues. You're always afraid of a Monkey. If you Astral offensively and there's heroes in response, you're in big trouble.
That was a nice sentry, Wood. Got the Observer and the sentry. Of Anvorgesa in the mid, Xingqiu being surged forward, the kick comes in. Chris, he hits the 2-man stun, because they're already on the side and dropping the hammer. Jericho's got nothing else to give, and that Iron Shell burning off his life, combining with the urn. And the Xingqiu surge him away. They're worried about the rotation. Tiny, he was wrapping around the back. He's looking for a target, but the range creep, it followed him. It showed his position. Meanwhile, Jericho has finally been hunted down by the ES. That is an isolated Stinger. Is there a rebuttal at least from Whisper? Skewer him back to the tier 2 towers, and now be Xingqiu dying.
Well, then they needed that.
Lifestealer is still free farming the top lane. Like, we should still flag this for everything that EHOME's throwing.
Yep, and it's necessary that EHOME does this though, because if you look at the Anvorgesa lineup, like without Lifestealer playing Dota 2, what do they have to fight with, right? It's a 1k net worth Tiny Oracle, a Mag Monkey. Like, these heroes need ultimates and farm to be effective, to deal damage, to find kills. You just don't have the tools, and it's the difference between the Wraith King and the Lifestealer, where you can play around the Wraith King, you can get aggressive. Lifestealer doesn't have that offensive capability until much later on, and he will be going for that Radiance build, so...
Now, once he's got the Radiance, at least he's got double delivery mechanisms. You're running a 3-position Magnus, so you can have these items to jump in. Monkey King can jump in as well, but the Magnus is just a little bit more easier to say. And that's when Lifestealer can start going ham, but he needs to be on top of, like, well, can he actually 1v1 the Wraith? Because it seems like it's Lifestealer versus Lifestealer. You're not going to get, like, a big advantage. Does he go for the OD instead? Like, is that the target that Anvorgesa should look at?
It's the save as well for EHOME. You need to try and get on top of 430.
But a Radiance won't be enough then. Like, you need more than that. You almost need, like, a Basher.
Yeah, that's the difference in the draft, where because you have a Lifestealer instead of a Wraith King, you don't have a natural like frontliner in the same way, and he doesn't have that point-and-click stun on a low cooldown. So you're way more reliant on Whisper, and I think that's why you see him going for the Blink first instead of the Mech this game. He recognizes that he's got to make the plays, and this is also what we saw in that Liquid OG match, that decider back at the MDL Major, where you had this Mag versus OD relationship, and you had to RP the OD. And when you did that, and he died, you were winning the fight. And that was how OG ended up taking that match. You need the same thing from Whisper here. Any other target you go for, they're just going to get astraled. You're going to get astraled. They're not going to go down.
That's a long flying Stinger, dodging the rolling boulder. Monkey King will arrive as well. Faith Beyond begins his run out, but first stun and the toss back. They're wasting majority of the surge. He'll get 3 copies, but the nuke from Jericho puts him down. This is all around the 10-minute bounty runes again. And it's going to be 3 going the way of Anvorgesa.
Now we'll give them... Oh, I thought it would give them the net worth lead, but nope, that might... Nope.
It's on the edge with the Midas.
Definitely within a couple hundred. You do have a Midas finishing up on the Wraith King in a moment. He needs 2 more CS. EHOME Y just trying to get some CS in the jungle. Went for the maxed out Aura. Very helpful for his OD and his Darkseer. Not the greatest CM game in a sense. Like, the sustain is cool, but it doesn't help out these heroes as much as it does, you know, stuff like Lesh or Lina or Storm.
We got a smoke up from Anvorgesa.
Yeah. It's real early though.
Yeah, they're coming for bottom. They don't have RP.
Yeah, he doesn't have the point, but he will have it soon if he gets one more.
Yep. Well, they found Innocence. So that's target number 1. Toss him in, skewer him back away from the avalanche, however. But it's a kill is a kill. And they still claimed at the end of the day.
He popped his ult just before he died. That was the animation we saw for just a moment. I like Chris Luck's decision here. He's going for the maxed out tree dance, or Primal Spring rather, so it's just easy way to ensure he farms as fast as possible. You don't have much wave clear as a Monkey until later on, so you know this game's going to go late. And I think you know that you can trust your Lifestealer to probably be the strongest hero in this game, but it's just dicey. However, I will say that I always favor a squad that has BKB piercing disable when the other team has none.
Yeah.
And if you think about it, if you just infest the mag as the life stealer and you get that OD, there really isn't anything that EHOME can do to save him other than hope he's tanky enough to survive.
And they always have like enough buff ups as well. Like going into the later game, you're always able to get more out of your heroes just because like the empower goes to work. So you're getting the cleave, so I'm wondering if Darkseer Wall Illusions are even as powerful as you really think they are. You get a copy of the Lifestealer, great, you may take that Radiance he's building up, but like he'll then turn around and boom, boom, boom.
Boom, boom, boom. What exactly does that mean, Toby?
I don't have to explain myself to you, Kyle.
Mid lane.
What sounds that come out of my mouth that always have explanations? Whisper being rolling bolted down onto Whisper, and well, the silence means he can't just run himself away, and even the follow-up starting great chain control.
Did get the blink, and RP will be available if he chooses to skill it. Nope, just kidding. He can't. Went for the maxed out Shockwave and Empower. Optimum farming patterns, mid lane, a jump in.
Chris is just trying to keep this wave out, but then Faith Beyond creates the wall. Look how quickly Tani does TP in. Knows he needs to keep Chris alive and keep any kind of aggression away from them. And they did put the Iron Shell on that Darkseer clone.
Blink forwards.
Okay, this is going to be fun from Oracle. He's silenced and no way to false promise, and very much a dead tier 1 tower.
I love this blink decision from Ferrari as well. It's just, you needed some sort of catch, right? You're trusting your Wraith King to carry. He's already got the Midas, but you want the ability to get on top of the Oracle. You don't want to be in a position where Anvorgesa can just kind of walk at you. You have no ability to just bypass these big cores. Plus, that jump potential when you have heroes like CM, like Earthspear, we could even see come out of the Astral, up silence, immediately you're going down. And Anvorgesa, they don't have that pick-off potential. They don't have any blink daggers. They don't have anyone with real catch. Sure, Whisper, blink RP, but it's not a short cooldown spell like this Astral is. It's also really nice for that save in the event that you do get a big blink RP off from Whisper. Always able to counter-initiate.
Well, I'm looking at a lot of damage coming in from Chris to try and make most of that initiation. He just took out a huge stack on the Ancients, coming down to harass into the Wraith King. One quick fire from Jericho, but it didn't come fast enough. Wraith King's already back up under the cover of his own Wraithfire Blast, but he only just picked up the Echo Save but like a minute ago, and he's already sitting at what now, 15-ish, 100?
Yep.
Like, and the Radiance is rapidly approaching.
The supports of EHOME will be able to output far more magical damage. That's the X factor. You look at the Anvorgesa lineup, they're all in on that same idea from last game where this mag and power plus all your melee heroes will do enough damage to carry you through. But
they're looking.
It's tough. Lifesteal can get kited very easily in a game like this.
He's got the point saved into Reincarnation, so if this does get a little hairy, in fact, there you go, 1 point up already into a Wukong summon. They want to try and kill him twice, but that stun needs to slow him down and control, but he's out of the command.
They had to set that up with a blink skewer, blink RP, but they didn't want to commit to it because it's all that blink dagger. You don't know where Ferrari is, and you're just afraid of him being able to just blink to the outskirts, kill the Oracle, and potentially put one of these big cores under. Wraith King, of course, with the Reincarnate. And you just don't have the Radiance, right? We saw teams make this mistake. Alliance. They want to wait for the Radiance.
Very subtle.
And then you look to get aggressive. And I expect him to pick it up and then immediately infest. You go try and use that RP. 50-minute bounty runes will be a trade-off 2-2. And so far, anybody's game. Very well done, I think, by both sides. EHOME capitalizing on the early game advantage. They get more kills. Anvorgesa trying to stall it out. You do have a blink now on the Wraith King.
Yep, at the same time, the Radiance is completed.
Correct, and it means that EHOME, they're still trying to get aggressive. They want to play with the Darkseer. He's got Arcane, he's got Mech. You can continue to play with pace around the map, but it's scary now because all the tools Anvorgesa need to win fights are available.
Yeah, and Anvorgesa are just going to go for the straight trade-off. So tier 1 for tier 1. Even though EHOME are a little bit ahead of the curve on that one, they're both got fortification available now.
And man,
see, actually kind of worth burning, right? Because it's going to come back off cooldown, just slow them up.
It's true. The more I think about it, though, Lifesteal, he's going to go for the Halberd next. Love that decision. Because Disarm on the OD is devastating, especially with the build Ferrari's going for. Blink Force into Hex, it looks like queued up.
He won't have the BKB.
He can't buy it, though, if you think about it, because there's always that Mag RP as a threat. So why pick up an item that, you're still a target. The real threat is this physical damage. Might as well just play for the offensive.
Great observable in the back line, but Stinger's in a little bit deeper. Hits the Avalanche, but Neverend blinks himself forward. Looking for that quick pickup over on Tani, and they will be able to claim it. But this is all for the tower trade-offs. EHOME push very quickly thanks to that Wraith King, and it's all catapult wave.
Yeah, you do not want the team fight right now as EHOME. They recognize this.
So
Mirroring the map.
tier 1 and tier 2 tower trade-off.
Yep. You just can't fight bottom. Like, there's a lifesteal here. He's got rage. You cannot touch him as the side of EHOME if he gets that ability off. You don't have these locked down to 100 to 0 him. Plus, you have no idea where Whisper is, and you can assume he's waiting in the wings with that RP available. But look at the net. My God, 3K ahead of the game right now.
Yeah, this is a very big life stealer.
Yeah, you've got to kite him as EHOME. You don't want to take fights in a choke point, spread out the fight, enlarge the length. No, that doesn't sound, doesn't sound right at all.
Never go full Richard.
Increase the duration of the team fights. If you're Anvorgesa, hit him hard with the double ults.
I know you've got an Observer Ward, but there's a lot of heroes around you. Stinger's going to be initiated on. He actually walks past Zincu, hits the Avalanche. Neverim will jump in once again, but more support's on their way from Anvorgesa. Innocence into the tree line. And who do they find?
Nobody.
They see Innocence for half. No, he doesn't. He's actually caught inside the trees. He's fine. They're all going to get away to safety. Nobody is the answer. Well done, Kyle. You just won $100.
Cool.
Yeah, it won't be paid by me.
All right.
It's community chest.
Oh. Okay.
Actually, no, you're losing on the third question. This is Jeopardy.
All right. What the hell are you doing, Toby?
It's
too late in the day, all right?
Yeah, Kyle can't keep up with my brain. I can't either.
I stayed up late watching basketball yesterday. It was a mistake. No, it wasn't actually. It was a great game. But look, this game's great too. 16-6, just the 1K advantage. Can expect Roshan to be an objective soon for these teams. And I want to reiterate the way these teams want to play the fights. EHOME, longer, Anvorgesa, short and sweet. Get the kills in the combo. Make sure your Oracle stays protected in the back lines. BKB on the Monkey, as we stated. Like you now have these BKB mechanics on both your big cores, and as we've reiterated, EHOME have no method of penetrating that spell immunity at the moment.
Yeah.
Blink on Tiny, Pipe, Darkseer, Armlet, Wraith King.
Yeah. This is really feeling like EHOME starting to be enabled themselves, but a smoke up from Anvorgesa. They want to look for their own fight.
Scan the tower. They know somebody's there. I want to reiterate, Whisper, you got to get the OD. It's very, very important he doesn't blow his load too early. You want that critical target because otherwise they're just going to be put down and then kited away thanks to the support of the Faith Beyond Darkseer.
And they're holding back as far as possible. Abstinence is EHOME's goal right now. The tier 1 tower will be taken without any kind of resistance, and they can push to the tier 2 if they wanted to. Just clean up the wave as quick as you can and go.
And they're going to keep sweeping the map. There's no towers down here, a dead part of the map for Anvorgesa, but they know there's heroes.
They have to move through like EHOME Observer and Sentry wards. This is not what they really wanted. So a half creep skip from Stinger.
Yeah, and look how aggressive Neverend's playing, just always on the other enemy side of the map. Oh, Monkey King, he guesses right.
He found him. Gets the follow-up stun, just control as much as you can. CP support was able to come in. Whisper skewers him down. They can kill him once. He's low on the edge. He wants someone to 4-staff him out. 4-3-0. Yes, yeah, has it. Oh, but then jump forward. Chris can't find him.
It's big though.
430 is able to blink away.
Yeah, but you can see EHOME, they're still just playing split around the map. Faith Beyond already bottom, just pushing towers. You want to keep splitting up on Anvorgesa. Don't take team fights, but find skirmishes. It's exactly what they're looking to do here.
The battle for the runes continues in Q. He tried, but there was just rocks in the face.
I like this decision. Just go straight for the Roche. You got Illusion now. You can tank with one of those on the Lifestealer. Maybe use another one to push out a lane. That's exactly what he'll do, actually, just scouting the high ground.
Oh, they're going to be so quick. So quick. Like, if EHOME take the tier 1 tower on bottom lane, then great. In fact, if they take the fight on Stinger, who just blinked directly into Innocence.
He's got a shrine, though.
He does. He's also put the Darkseer wall.
What the cast range on that? What?
Hang on, how far away was that?
1,300 cast range. That is way more than I remember playing.
I'm sorry, can JJ and Weppers, just our Observer team combo, please put a ruler to that range? I suppose because he's able to direct it, so it's the bottom part of the Darkseer wall.
I guess.
That's able to then just move up, so it looks like it goes further.
Either way, I mean, they get Roche for free. This is a great start for Anvorgesa. This is a big part of their win in the previous game as well.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely looking good.
Yes, it's when the kill count really is deceiving. 16-6 is not the name of this game.
Not at all.
And in fact, another jump over. They found a target. It's going to be that poor little Crystal Maiden TPing it. Anyone got a stun? Yeah, there is one.
Oh, Jericho just loves kill stealing with this Oracle, doesn't he?
He really does. He's died a lot in this game, however, but it's 3-4. So he's taken half of the kills of Anvorgesa.
Yeah, I can't believe I'm saying this, but I really think this is Anvorgesa's game to lose. Look, they're near 5K ahead on their lifestealer, and it's that mag combo. You have more damage, you're farming faster, and BKBs don't do anything for EHOME. Their win condition is when OD's got, like, you know, Hex and Shivas, and the Wraith King has got the AC completed.
But you're talking about all these great items that are appearing, but they don't have the team fight. Like, it just seems to be like the tail of this meta has been for like the last few weeks is if you've got that big ultimate combination that's got to follow up directly after, you can win the game at any point. Like, it just takes one fight to be lost and you just push straight back down the opposite direction. Where EHOME, what have you got? You got a Darkseer Vac Wall and then a couple of abilities to put on top. Like, it's some nice combinations, but now Darkseer Wall having to be, like, used early again. And he gets the copy of the Lifestealer, which is what's worth it.
Indeed. You can see the circles being drawn. They want to find the team fights. EHOME, no intention of allowing it to happen. I do think you'll see the 3 cores of EHOME will continue to scale.
Oh, they smoked
evenly.
under Observer.
Yeah, but we'll see what EHOME do. They scan him out as well.
Yeah, they scan the right point. EHOME, they could sit on the hillside and bait him in, but there's only 2 of them there. So no, there is no bait. There's just death for Crystal Maiden, who came forward to get rid of the Observer Ward. Scanned up perfectly. Innocence will die.
I'd like to see them continue to play aggressive like that, where it's a bit, I don't want to say YOLO, but you just go for it, right? Monkey King can fly through these trees. As long as Lifestealer's inside of him, there's no way you're ever able to double stun them. He pops out, rage, boom. Whatever's in range is most likely going to go down. And there's a Monkey King with an Aegis and a BKB. So even if you do manage to get him 100-0, he'll be able to pop BKB as he's coming out of it. You really fear nothing as these 2 cores. So just go. And then keep going.
And they're not even fearing the side lane pressure. Like, top lane was so far forward for EHOME, but what happened? You take the fight, Magnus instantly jumps to creep skip, and Tiny TP's back because he's so good at clearing out waves. He took out 2 full waves that were coming, and now all of a sudden the momentum swings back the opposite direction, and you take over the northern side of the map. You take over around Roshan.
And they've got the key area, the top triple camp for Radiant. You control their Ancients. That's the critical camp. Plus, it gives you easy access to 2 waves to cut. They just keep throwing Stinger into the bottom lane.
Coming
he cuts, moves back.
EHOME is smoked up. Magnus is in the right position. Observer wards are already planted down.
You don't want to find a choke point here, Toby.
You really don't.
They've got to wrap around, but it's just so risky.
Innocence is coming up. Sentries, Observer's going to be planted. Neverend, he's on the real front lines. Already Oracle has gone down. And Monkey King is 1 hit away from getting his buff up. Where's that jump? Whisper does not want to move in. He has the blink RP, but now they're caught inside the wall. Everyone's just a little bit too far out and very uncertain. They want to have this fight. The illusions of Darkseer are body blocking up. A quick silence on the Magnus. They want to ensure that there is no RP. What is this? It feels like they wanted the fight, but they didn't want anything at the end of the day. 2 heroes down. The rest have paled out.
They cut their losses, though. Bounty runes are not spawned just yet. Certainly a poor fight for Anvorgesa. They just didn't want to lose the game on that fight, because if you just hard initiate and it doesn't go right, if Whisper doesn't hit the perfect RP, they have to get the OD. That's the critical target, and he's all the way in the back. A mistake mostly by the Jericho Oracle. You cannot be that exposed. I know you see a CM. Let somebody else be the guinea pig that moves forwards. An easy blink in from the Wraith King to find his target, and that's what you want to go for first. The Oracle and the Mag, those are the 2 heroes that EHOME are killing, and that's why you can't take that fight.
And the fact that Magnus, like, you could see him, like, he had a 3-man RP, he could have still blinked, and the blink dagger was off cooldown. He could have gone for it, but they still said, you know what, this isn't happening.
It's not worth. I don't mind it at all. You give a bit of time to EHOME, you will not be able to use the Aegis unless it's done right now. 30 seconds remaining on it.
Oh, Courier, what are you doing?
Oh, what?
Oh, God, that's the Crimson. It went straight through the mid lane over the top of Anvorgesa, who are now beating the tier 3 tower down. They have AC already on K1. They're ready to go high ground.
They have no Hex and now no Hammer.
I don't know what just happened, but it's not good for EHOME, to put it very simply. Actually, I know exactly what happened. That's why I know it's no good for EHOME. Tier 3 tower is already lost. They throw everything in. The melee mid gets chipped up a little bit. Smoke up from EHOME. They're thinking about fighting, even without the Crimson, even without the Scythe. But the Aegis Immortal times out. And now maybe a little bit more to worry about. Diffusal Blade is there for the Monkey King if they want to keep fighting. Never End dropping down very, very low. Defensive imprisonment, but Xinq's in the back lines. Gets a great start. And 3-man back wall off. The quick silence and slap down. They've already got the kill over on Xinq. The skewer away. And they've got the kill over towards Innocence as well. 2 supports down for EHOME. So far, Anvorgesa are just having to clean up the Darkseer illusions. Lifestealer popping out of his infestation with the toss forward. They'll break the Wraith King's reincarnation. Have they got more? Yep. Here's your Wukong's command. Nope.
Now they're playing so smooth on Anvorgesa. Who is this team?
I don't know. They're the Mighty Ducks. They found the flying V.
EHOME's getting way too aggressive in the backline. You can't just go forward like this with the supports like that. They're BKBs in this game.
They want to finish the racks. The tier 3 tower's taking damage up on top, but we don't really give a crap about that. Taking a full mid racks 26 minutes in, while RP's still up, while Wukong is still up. And EHOME, they don't have reincarnation. They don't have Sandy's Clips. They don't have wall. They don't have magnetize. They don't have freezing field. They got nothing really. They can just go for a second lane of racks. EHOME are in a disastrous spot.
Look at this positioning from Chris Luck as well. If you play down, exactly, Anvorgesa's going to play downside.
Xinq sees him.
Be careful.
He's watching the tree. He's pinging it out. They know something's not right, but that's why Chris has moved further over. And while they're looking for the Monkey King, K1's already taken the tier 3 tower. The Hex is up, and now they jump in. It's a great fact. But the Wukong commands the skewer, and the RP catches all of EHOME down. 3 heroes without buyback. They could actually end the game right now. They don't even need the racks if they know what we know. They could just win this game and advance into the top 4. They're looking at the tier 4 towers, and you can go for it. They're not buying back. Go, go, go!
That's it?
That's the game! That's actually the game!
Oh my God.
It's slick, it's smooth, and it's effective! Anvorgesa are taking the tier 4 towers and are going to knock EHOME out of the minor and into a horrendous position in the DPC because they won't attend the major. This is elimination.
Unbelievable. Now, any team that goes to the major and hits top 6 is going to get a spot. For sure, EHOME won't be able to get any points. Anvorgesa, they just did it.
8 seconds.
They outplayed.
8 seconds to kill it off. Have they got the time? The rolling boulder in, the magnetize turns on, but it's done. It's dusted. Anvorgesa have beaten EHOME 2-1 here in Kiev in the minor. Now's the time you celebrate, guys. They have reached the playoffs and they will face NIP in the upper bracket semifinal.
I think is this the first time we've seen a South American team make it to this stage of a minor? I think Infamous might have been the very first one.
One with this many South American players in it, yes.
Unbelievable. And you can't, give credit where it's due. They outplayed EHOME. They outplayed EHOME. And, you know, we're questioning, they ran away from this fight that maybe they could have turned it, and then they execute properly from jump. The mark of a good team is not how they capitalize on enemy mistakes, but how they minimize their own. They cut their losses, and then they play so clean. EHOME feel pressured into making things happen, and just they're lost. I can't believe it, but they're out.
EHOME actually end the season on 629.6 points. They are in 12th position, and they will stay on that many points until the end of this season, and they're going to be praying that things go their way. But Anvorgesa, a team with nothing to lose, no expectations, they are the danger. How do you play against them when they're just like, you know what, we're going to do these lanes? Fairly certain NIP will watch the replays and go, you know what, we need to work this out before tomorrow.
It's definitely ban the mag, consider the Wraith King, and in general just don't draft no building damage, right? It just felt like EHOME, they were finding kills, but they didn't get enough out of the map. And once the Roche went in Anvorgesa's favor, and you see, wow, this Lifestealer, he's like 5K ahead of the game. They have no BKB piercing disable. What are they going to do? You see them initiate with the Hex, a 4-man vac wall from Faith Beyond. Yeah. But so simple. Whisper, skewers forwards, 3-man RP within the Wukongs, everybody dead. There's just, you played as well as you could in your base EHOME, but it just had to be flawless, and it wasn't. Yeah,
we talked about that actually. Does the lack in the draft, the inability to really have a proper combination, but like that's what Anvorgesa were looking for. Even if they had to run 4 melee heroes, they were going to do this because you're like, we can still make our laning phase work in different ways. We have to be creative every time. It was that tiny support moving around the map trying to reposition with tossbacks, or it was skewer repositioning. So EHOME always out of position because of this.
You're going to see the importance of a team's overall strategy on how they look as individual players, how they how skilled they are, right? Yeah. Because these were more simplistic game plans, right? Farm, play around the RP, accelerate with the Empower, and you know, Tiny, he's going to cut the waves. We're going to run around S4 and try and find kills. Yep. And when they have this understanding of what they need to do as a team, they play excellent Dota, and really credit to them, top 4.
Man, love it. I want to see more of Whisper as well. He's a highlight player for me, but for now, Anvorgesa, congratulations, you've reached the top 4.
Observing is something where I felt like I would actually push the whole craft forwards. I could give people something that they would enjoy.
Seconds.